Yo, what's up? Good morning. Doing a Friday stream this week because I wasn't able to stream this Monday. And hopefully we will be able to solve whatever this is today. So we're in a process of adding our own I can't understate this enough, very basic soft body system for our blobs. And we want to procedurally generate it because every blob has a different size and shape. And we want this soft body to work. Since we're procedurally generating the blobs, how they look, we want to procedurally generate how the soft body works so it matches with the visuals, or that is the idea at least. So we have this very nice node now, add soft body editor node. It's a lot of functionality packed into one node. So we give it a game object and a vertex list, and then some settings for the joints. But basically we add one bone per vertex in the vertex list, and then we add a rigid body with mass to it, a sphere collider to it, a configurable joint with some spring and damper and bounciness setup. And yeah, then we output it. That's pretty much it. And currently we have this problem, I suppose, which is, I think this is two problems in one. First of all, we can see here that some of these colliders for the bones here are way too big. I think we actually have, can we take this one? Yeah, we basically have blobs where we have bones that has bigger colliders than the actual blob. So that's one problem. And I think this one is going to be the hardest to solve, because that means that we have this random editor node, which is pretty basic. We just set what type it should be, if it should keep ratio or not, and then a random number is generated. So then we have joint radius. This one decides how big the collider should be, and here we have just added a value between like 0.1 and 0.4. The problem being that the size of the blob itself has a radius between 0.2 and 0.6, which means that we can actually get joint colliders that are bigger than the actual blob. So what I would love to do here is actually, I guess I would like to have some smarter way to calculate the okay, there exist many approaches we can take, but one of them is the most straightforward, I think, is that we just take the output of this one and multiply with this one, but we don't have a multiplier node yet, which feels like something that should be included by default, but I don't know. Maybe we can add one. So that's one way to do it. The other way is to actually, like, best case scenario, we would probably want to dynamically calculate size here by comparing to how many bones do we have, how big is the blob, how big can this one be without colliding with the other colliders, and so on and so on. So that's one issue we're gonna solve today, I hope. And the other one is a little bit simpler. So we're currently instantiating all of these blobs in the same position, or at the same position, I think. Creature spawner. So we pretty much generate the instance here, and then we change the position of it. I'm wondering if we have some sort of, so when we add the joints and the rigid bodies and stuff like that, we calculate collisions. So that doesn't make sense. Oh, maybe it does. So we add the physics components and then we move it. But since we move it like this, the colliders and stuff like that are still located at the spawn position, and we get this sort of problem. I'm wondering if we just want to do generate instance. So let's solve this one first. Let's see if we can generate some blobs at different positions so they don't collide and get stuck inside of each other initially. Or I wonder if we could do it, maybe we can do something simple like this. Very skeptical though, but set, don't we have dot game object dot set active false. I wonder if this will force. Did I? Yeah, I wonder if this will force the physics to update. We can test it. This would be the easiest way to solve it, I reckon. It actually solves it. Now we have this problem left. Yo, what's up, cheeseburger? We still have... No, we don't. I'm just trying to do some procedural soft body generation. How about you? Yo, what's up, Kevin? Yeah, I think... Let's minimize... Oh, this one is actually pretty good, I think. Okay. This one is not too bad. I would like... I definitely want to... Let's see here one sec. Kevin, what algorithm are you using for soft body? We're just doing a very basic setup with some configurable joints currently. Yo, what's up, Scafer? And thank you for that title, Shady Magician. I appreciate it. I think our random numbers for these are a little bit too... Yeah, exactly. It's a very basic setup, but we managed to get some really nice... oops, yeah. We managed to get some really nice result for some of these. I don't have the default one left, but like, I think this one is pretty good. We don't need that many joints, we just need a nice skinning method and a nice setup with the bones. It works good enough for us, and then I would love to explore some more intricate algorithms, but I don't really have that much time to put into it right now, so we're gonna go with configurable joints. Cheeseburger Dev, I don't think you can post links in the YouTube chat, but I do have a Discord. You can post it in the channel, like self-promotion there if you want to. This one is fucked. This one as well. So we definitely generate them with two big colliders. But like the first problem is solved. Now we just need to solve the second one, I guess. I want to see what kind of setup we got for these. Bounciness 0.6. Spring damper 1010. Oh, did I forget to set angular YZ? I thought we set these as well. Doesn't look like it. Spring damper bounciness. We should set these. Let's take a look at the node real quick. Soft body runtime node. Generate soft body setup. Angular, oh, high angular Y. Joint limit. Oh, yeah. I want to fix this as well. Scaper, what's the difference between bone weight and blend weight in Unity? Let's take a look. I wonder if, I don't know, but like bone weight seems to be like the weights for the bones, while blend weights are weights for blend shapes, but that's just my initial guess. There is max 255 bone weights for one vertex and 4 blend weights for one vertex. Do you see this in the, let's see here, Unity, bone weight, bone API. Do we have it here actually? Are we talking about... let's see if I can find my skin mesh method. We're not talking about the... Are we talking about bone weight? It's from the docs. Can you send me a link, Scafer, and we might... Yeah, there we go. Yo, what's up, Wesley, by the way? Good morning, good morning. Vertex attribute. Seems to be something you send down to the GPU. I have no idea actually. This vertex attribute blend weight is nothing I've worked with. Kevin, by the way, I'm studying XPBD. You would like it. Like, when we have the configurable joints up and running and we're sorta happy with it, if I got the time, I would love to try, like, maybe do a quick implementation of XPBD myself and see how it compares. But like, I think we have come to the conclusion that like configurable joints will work for us for now for the blobs, but like I guess the best result would definitely be XPBD. Cheeseburger, I feel like your game will be successful. Appreciate it, man, but I've got to finish it first, though. Skafer, it does make sense that it's for blend shapes, but in docs it talks about bones, that's why I'm confused. Yeah, I saw that exactly, like... You can set blend weights for vertices using methods such as... So this, now we're back at bone weights. I think we actually use this method in our skinning method. Yeah, we do. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, so this is these are just the bone weights, but they are put into the vertex attributes, which are being sent to the GPU. So you can probably get this information in the shader and do some cool stuff. Kevin, first make it exist and prettify it. Yeah, that's the mindset I'm trying to have this year. So we can get some fucking game out there, you know. But if you have some nice like write-ups or tutorials or whatnot, if you find something that you like a lot when you are studying XPBD, please feel free to send it to me. It would be nice to like study it, because honestly I know nothing. I know nothing but the name when it comes to using XPBD solver for soft bodies. Wesley, doing good. Haven't dropped by recently, but glad to see you're doing something else than terrain now. Yeah. The thing is, I have a new terrain related task I'm dying to do, but I've promised to myself that I need to do it off stream, because that was a long adventure. Yeah, so we're doing procedurally generated blob creatures now, featuring like a nice see-through material and some basic soft bodies. Escape, so one vertex attribute can have a max of 4 bone weights. Is that what this means? It definitely seems like it. I think... yeah, so... You really have to define the size of stuff when you send information to the GPU, and I think they have put a limit on 4 here. They also have a limit of 4. If we take a look at this, is actually they have a class called bone weight 1 when you work with bones in Unity, and they also have bone weight. Bone weight is the old one, I think, and this one also had a limit on 4, and I think let's see if we can get my rig. I think the max bones per vertex here, the default one is 4. That just, like, I guess they have measured, like, and chosen 4 because it gives good enough result, but it's also very good for performance. But now I'm just guessing, you know. But you can see this throughout the code and the API when you look into armatures and bones in Unity, that having a max set of 4 bones per vertex seems to be like what they aim for. But using bone weight 1, we can go up to 255 bones per vertex, which is fucking insane if you ask me. But that's a little bit of a higher limit. Kevin, have you tried to use ray tracing for slimes? Latest Unity version's ray tracing looks gorgeous. I would love to. On this computer, which I stream and do most of my work on, I don't even have a GPU that supports ray tracing. Not hardware-wise, I don't think. It's a 1080 in this one. I have access to a 2080, which is like the first generation that supports ray tracing, if I'm not misremembering. Maybe we should set up that rig for work instead. But I'm aiming for not using ray tracing for this game, but we'll see. But okay, before we run this one again, let's go to the add soft body node and let's fix skin mesh. Kevin, I think they managed to use ray tracing for older GTX. Oh, is that so? Yeah, then I might, maybe I will do a experimental stream someday and try it. I would love to play around with ray tracing. But okay, yeah, I want to generate soft body. I forgot to put the values here as well. So we want to set spring here, and we want to set damper here. And now let's try generate it again and see if we get some better results. What I like when we go to transparent blobs and we want to use ray tracing for it, the biggest reason I want to do it is because with the current solution you can't see transparent blobs behind transparent blobs, right? We're gonna have to hack it in some way. Render to some temporary... I don't know exactly how I'm gonna solve it just yet. Right now you just see shadows pretty much, but... okay, this blob looks alright. We have this problem as well. These joints are a little bit too loose when it comes to this, but that's okay. Also, yeah, we can see that the skinning is way too aggressive. So the vertex exactly at the bone is... it's too rigid. Do we have any other one that looks okay? This one maybe. Way too big colliders, I think. No, way too big. I think the values needs a lot of work, so the random values. Oops. Yeah, the skinning here. So I think we had one blob where we put... let me just see here. We had one blob where we put the... oh, that is true. That is true. Let's see here. Spring damper bounciness, yes. Okay, I know what's wrong. When we do the skin method here, we have it here. So soft body editor node. Yes, this skin method parameter here is so 0.0. That means that we create a exponential skin method. So we use we use this calculation, which means that the exponent is 0, which means that we have a minus math f epsilon as our parameter. And if I recall correctly, we had a good result with -4. And the idea is that... Oh, we have it here. Yes. Beautiful. So in the editor node, we try and get this value, and we haven't actually set this value. I wonder if this is a value I want to randomize as well, but let's try with -4 and see what kind of result we get for the blobs then. This means that we shouldn't be getting... we shouldn't be getting... like the vertex closest to the bone shouldn't like follow it 100%, but I don't know. Actually, it looks like it still is for some reason. But I think it looks a little bit better. Yeah, we still have some problems. That one doesn't actually look too bad, except for this. We probably want to have a little bit less mass on the bones. But we can still see here that like we're still getting like the vertex exactly at the bone follows the bone 100%, which means that we get these spikes that I don't like at all. Other than that, it looks pretty good, except for how the colliders are structured. We get that's too big. I don't like these spikes at all. Okay, so we have this blob, which is our experimental. So for this one we tried to put as good values as possible. Or this is the one we experimented with, and for this one I don't think we have the spikes we see for the other ones. So if I take this one, you can see we don't get... it's a group of vertices that follows it, not just one. I'm wondering... Yeah, these spikes here. Let me try one thing. We're gonna do... we're gonna take this radius here and we're gonna make it way smaller. Let's just add a 0 here and a 0 here. Like, I'm wondering if we're getting some initial collision. I'm wondering if we get some initial collision such that when we skin it, where do I have it? Let's run to this one and do, so when we do this and we calculate the bind poses and stuff like that, that we're getting some mismatch because of collisions. So with extremely small collisions, or colliders I mean, we still get the spikiness of it. Not for this one though. No, not for this one. Actually we do. Yeah, this topology might not be the best one. I wonder if... That's good here. Okay. Skin. Oh, yes. So now we're doing inverse. Okay. We're doing inverse square, which means that we are getting... We're calculating the weights like this. No, like this. Like this. As opposed to like this. So this one doesn't really do anything. Here we go. Let's save this one and try it. Once again, we have extremely small colliders, so... And that's better. That's way better, actually. Spring 500 damper 12. I think so. This one, which we're pretty happy with, or I'm pretty happy with, has spring 1000 damper 10, which means that this one has almost half the spring strength, but with even more damper. So it's a little bit more slow jelly, but that's nice. Like, I want my different blobs to have different properties like this. That's not too bad, actually. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this one, but if we could have some more colliders on this one, it would look pretty good, I think. Oh yeah, one more thing with these. I want to get rid of... So when we add a skin mesh property, we actually add a lit, like a default material here. That's not very good. I want to get rid of that one. Because it pretty much removes the transparency here. But okay, let's take a look at this one. Yeah, here we have way too big colliders. So I think we have... The bind poses are fucked up. Yeah, we can't even move it. It's pretty weird though. What more do we have? Have I tried this one? No. Holy fuck, this one is good. This one is good. What do we have? Spring 1000, damper 13. So way more damper, but the spring is roughly... How does it look if we collide with that one? Ah, it looks pretty good. That one sucks. And then we're gonna have to experiment a bit with... I mean, there's a lot of things left to do. But I think we need to experiment with, first of all, the spring weights themselves. And then how much the springs control the position of the object itself. Like, eventually, what I think is... So right now we have like, these springs, they move the blob itself around, right? If we drag this one too much, we can drag the full blob. That's not really what I want in the end. In the end, I want a point in the middle. This one controls the position of the blob. And these are just here to add juice. So they should be able to be affected by this one and external forces, but they should not affect this one. So very much like... I think I want it to work exactly like our... Where do we have it? Consumable leak. So this one pretty much. Which means that, like, we control the position and stuff like that, and the bones just give it a, like, some extra juice, you know. We're gonna experiment with, like, what exactly it is. But okay. The first issue I want to fix is when we add the skin mesh renderer, we add a default material, which I don't like at all. So let's fix that one. I wonder where in the process do we add... Yeah, we add it in set mesh runtime node. Use skin. So we just do this and we don't get... Like this one is null, so we add it. But why? It sucks that it's added with a default material. But I wonder if I recall correctly, I think I have a setting for this. Here we have set material. Here we set material. Do we set creature blob base material, and here we set outline data material. Okay, so for this one we pretty much want it to replace the material we have. So set material runtime node. Here we have a bool replace. I haven't implemented this one. Oh, okay. If it's replace, then we get it. Put it in here. Okay. So this one right here, I want to add an option for my nodes here to be able to replace it. So it should have a boolean, a checkbox that is replace. So we are gonna do set material editor node. Let me just add this one as a quick to do as well. Add it's an option, I think. Undefined option. Add node option replace to set material node. So basically we're gonna copy this one. We're gonna override it. We're gonna add some nice... Probably want a tooltip here as well. Private ring print mass tooltip. And now let's rename this one to replace option. Yeah. Okay, and then we want to add the option here. to have this one first. And then we want to be able to get this option here. Fucking hell, I don't want to remove this one, but... And I think... Oh, I don't remember how... And soft body runtime node. Okay, cashless last. So we do replace here, cashless, and then we jump to this one. And we do bool replace. Something like that, but I want to rename this one place. Yeah. And I think this setting right here, I want to keep this one around, but I think we're gonna do it like this. Yeah, we want to remove read only here. Something like this, but we don't need to. Might as well skip sending this one. Okay, something like this, and then also serialize field, very important. Then we jump to this one. Fuck, do we have a default value of true replace? Yeah, maybe that is good actually. And then we disable replace here. So we add this material and we replace it, and then we add this material, but we don't replace. We add it on top pretty much. Let's see if that solved the rendering problem we had. For our blobs, yes it does. Way too big joint colliders. I don't even know what's going on. Way too big, pretty much for all of them. Wonder if this is the next problem I want to take care of. I just don't know exactly how I want to do it. Maybe we should implement a multiplication node. What did we get for this one? Yeah. I'm afraid that we're gonna need way more bones here, unfortunately. I also wonder how I want to solve this one. Is this a problem that the spring isn't strong enough? That it's like too loose? Spring... X drive. Is that the one? Hey. Yeah, because we definitely want to avoid this. This is not a problem of colliders being removed, though. I don't know. So I mean, 6 bones per blob, it's pretty low. But any higher than that, and it's gonna be way too unoptimized, I think. Let's put this one to 3 and let's try it. Like, startup is already way slower, but already a lot better here. Although I'm wondering what the hell is happening with these bones. It seems like these bones are too far out, these bones are too far in. This one is perfect. This one is getting displaced. What value did we have? Maybe we can do something like this. We also want to... That's true as well. Let's open up the to-do again, because another option I want to have here is max number of bones per vertex. So what we spoke about at the beginning of this stream. Because if we have this many bones, I don't want all bones to affect all vertices. That's pretty insane. So let's hide this one. View. Here and split. What do I have that here? Split left. Do. Add something like that. Yeah, and then we want to avoid this one as well. Holy shit, this one. Yeah, nice. Okay, this one is pretty nice. And that's something we want to avoid eventually. Here we have a little bit too big of a, like the colliders for this one. So this one is pretty much entirely filled with colliders, right? That's not good.
Yeah.
And we have extremely strong, not that strong spring, but damper is lower. Whoa, very low damper. How to avoid this one? So what we have here is that we have a couple of bones here that should make it such that you know what, I want to try okay, that's wrong. Okay, it might not be such a good idea to experiment it at runtime. Let's try and pause. And we go to this one and we do connected mass scale. this one. Oh, yeah. Okay. So maybe what I want in this case is okay, that's not it. Let's take it a little bit slower then. So if we scale the connected one with 10, what happens then? I'm wondering if that makes it harder for these to move the original one. That is what I'm anticipating. So before we do the configurable joint solve, we multiply this rigid body weight with this, but doesn't seem like it. 100. Oops. Maybe that's it actually. Yeah, we're having a way harder time moving this one around now, I think. It's also extremely wobbly for a long time. Does it ever end? Because if we take this one, for instance, let's see. Move it around. That's too much. Or was it just because the solver was already iterating? Ah, that seems to be too much. I'm actually having a pretty hard time totally understanding what that means. That's not at all the result I would anticipate. Connected mass scale. The scale to apply to the inverse mass and inertia tensor of the connected body prior to solving constraints. Because what I would anticipate is something like this. If we take this blob and we change the rigid body here to have a size of 1000 maybe. Oh, actually, then we get something like this. Hmm. Fucking hell, this one is pretty close to perfect actually. Where do we have the... It's these, yeah. Rigid body, automatic center of mass, tensor gravity, interpolate, discrete. Connected body, bone. Like, I'm wondering why these doesn't affect this one's position. Or do they? Rob, I don't think so. No, they don't. And if we do... Oh, we don't have any collisions on these. No, we don't. Auto configure connected anchor. Wonder if it's related to these. Let's see here. Let's test it with this one. Rigid body. No. But we still don't have the leak moving because of this one moving. I wonder, like, what's the difference between those? In this one we also decouple the bones. We don't have them as children. I'm wondering if that is relevant at all. Connected body or not. When using joints in Unity, what is the difference in setup to make the joints control the transform of the connected body or not? Transform might be wrong. It's more like physics based, but I guess forces control the forces applied to the connected body. Because I think I'm still not entirely sure on the exact setup I do want, but like I want full control from script over the blob position and such, and then we want to use these to just add some extra spice, you know, like visual spice. Make bouncy leak, yeah, maybe. Jelly leak. This one right here always gets a pretty good value, it feels like. Like something like this. I don't want this one to be able to move the full blob, you know? Is that actually the setup I have here? I'm not so sure. This rigid body is definitely not kinematic. But this one is. Okay, beautiful. That one we should have gotten. Okay. Oh, that's fucking beautiful. So we pretty much want to... If we want which I'm trying to visualize a scenario where I would like these blobs to be controlled, like the position of the blobs to be controlled by... I don't see it. I don't see it. So, okay. When we generate the soft body system for these, we are gonna add an extra bone, and we're gonna put it in the middle of the blob. Or it's actually just gonna be like an empty game object, and we're gonna add a rigid body to it. It's gonna be kinematic. Anything else? That's all we need. So, yep. Yeah, let's try it. I wonder how much this will screw up some of these things. Let's take a look at soft body runtime node. Create bones. Here we just create the bones. I think we don't set any parent or anything like that. Oh, fuck, do we? New bone. Yeah, we do. Game object transform. So we need to add this. We need to add something new here. Or we need to add a new game object with rigid body here. And then I wonder, do we do anything else with it? We set it. Transform point. Okay. Skin mesh renderer. Bone skin method. Do we do anything with parent here? Yes, okay, we want to send in... let's do it like... I think the nicer solution is this. Like this. Okay, we do this here. Anything else here? I don't think so. And then we have generate soft body setup. Do we do anything with parent here? Parent. Connected body, bone, game object, transform parent. Okay, we get the parent like this. Okay, fine. That's bone game object. Yes, we're gonna set the parent to be. So that's actually here. Okay, beautiful. So then I think we can do it like this. Game object. Soft body anchor is equal to I want to see. Oh, 1 sec. When we generate soft bodies, yeah. Body anchor dot add component rigid. Can you create it like this here? Is kinematic true? Or is that too optimistic? Yes. think that's all we need to fix. And then create bones. Here we send in soft body anchor. Transform. Yo, what's up, Derek? Hope you're having a wonderful Friday so far. Oh, never mind. We want to replace this one. And then in mesh, did we have root bone and soft body anchor? Transform. Okay, let's try this setup instead. So what we do now is that all of the joints are connected to a rigid body that is kinematic. So we want more of the leak-like juice, and we don't want the separate joints to control the parent object. But let's see. It's taking a little bit too long. There we go. And now we have something like this. Why? Soft body anchor here we have is kinematic. Use gravity, maybe not. And you know what, let's do it like this. Creature spawner, let's disable this one and let's go to blob test. Let's make it work for this one first. Oh, why does it take so long? Did we actually... Okay, we still spawn them, okay. But anyway, what can we say about blob test? Of course. But blob test. So what happens now is that we don't have a collider on this one, do we? I don't think so, no. So it just falls through the ground. Blob test, add, I don't know, box collider, 1111. I think this is more like it. We just need to fix. Why do we have such a big difference in box collider? It's in the middle. Set parent. And yeah, then we might also have, yeah, those, the joint colliders might collide with this one. That's not good. So this one should be dynamic entity, and then I think we want to have dynamic entity internal. Dynamic entity internal doesn't collide with anything currently, though. I think we want it to collide with each other, but we'll see. Create bones. In fact, I would probably want to put it here. New bone. Bone game object. Dot layer equal to dynamic entity internal. Central, why not? Let's change this one to 0. Okay, here we go. The collider is still... Where the fuck is the collider? Yeah, inside here, okay. Okay. So So we have the possibility to do all of these nice things, but we don't move around the full blob anymore. The fuck is this? I'm wondering if we want to keep these outside of oops. Oops. I think I would like to for these to work a little bit more independent of each other. But that might just be a problem. With the skinning. I wonder if that's it. I think so. I think so. Do I? Dynamic entity internal, dynamic entity internal, let them collide. I don't think that's gonna fix anything here. Oh! Maybe. Huh. So we get collisions like that. Okay. I want to experiment with how many bones per vertex eventually as well. Okay, we can move around the blob since we get a little bit of a jelly effect, but this jelly effect that controls the full one, that's... I don't like that at all. Let's do... blob, 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 blob. Let's make it weigh 10,000. Okay. It's not perfect. Like, the problem with these blobs as well is that we probably want like a custom collision implementation for them. We don't want it to take like a full stop instantly. I don't know. We're gonna get to it, but I'm not entirely sure I like how this... how this looks. It looks weird. Soft body, project settings, dynamic entity, environment, maybe. Do we have environment entity? So now it shouldn't be able to collide with the ground. Ah, now we have something like this. Okay, that's good. So then we can animate something like this. So when the blob wants to jump, we pull down the full body, and then we get like this type of effect, you know? But still... Uh, 50. 10. 15. 20. Okay, starting to like this a bit more. That looks like shit though. I like this idea though. I like them when they move around. They don't look that good when they weigh this much, but when it's static, I like, you can see how the full blob slouches pretty much as opposed to this. It's very firm. But I mean, this is cool as well. Okay, that's not cool. And then we have this problem. I think it's fixed by doing this, isn't it? Maybe not. I mean, we're probably gonna have to have full control over the bones and then animate them like this. Not that good, like big of a fan that it's so damn delayed. But is that because of the size? Yo, what's up, Harukanan? We're not quite at Lara Croft physics just yet. I mean, this is pretty cool. I want to try pause, remove, something like this maybe. Okay. Okay, you know what? I think we're gonna have a root bone. So right now the root bone doesn't control the vertices at all. That's why we see if we add 25 kilograms to all of the bones and then we move it quick, you can see that it takes a while. That's because the root bone, it doesn't control the position of it at all. So we're gonna have to fix that. And then I also want a setting so we should be able to control how many bones each vertex can have. I think those two settings will improve this quite a lot, because the idea is that we want something similar to this leak. I love how this one looks, you know? This, on the other hand, I don't know. Okay. So, add bones per vertex option to node and implementation. Let's add that one to the actual soft body system. Implement. Armature generator. So it's pretty much as easy as this. Root bone, we want to change this one to a bone as well. But here we select all the or like here we create a list that we sort. We actually do it here. So I think we only need to add a line here that is maybe take 4 or something like that. Or whatever the limit is. And yeah, I think so. I think we can add a limit here, and we add a limit here. So dot take. Can I get so basically what I wanted to get here is like what happens if we send in -1 or something like that, but whatever. That is just because I wanted my method to be a little bit cleaner. But I guess you can't have everything, so we're gonna do int max bones per vertex. Beautiful. And let's do this. Yeah, one sec. Max bones per vertex. I want to do... If we send in -1, I want it to be the count. So... vertex bones count, yeah, something like that, like this. But I also want Maybe we can just do... this. Oops. Do I want to rename this one to... Let's rename this one to count. Escaper, funnily enough, but on the Unity subreddit, everybody's still whining about link is too slow, do not use link. Yeah, I've seen it as well. Fuck, I like it too much. Like, I wouldn't use it in an update method maybe, or something like that. And also, most of what we're sitting with right here is probably going to be offloaded to a secondary thread with like no time constraints whatsoever. So I still think it's okay. I wonder like how much slower is it really? Or are people just being anal about it? Yo, what's up, Antonino? Hope you're having a wonderful Friday and have had a good week. So we're gonna take bones per vertex count, and then we want to use this one here as well, I think. But do we fuck it up here? Maybe we do. One sec. Yeah. Yeah, we want to do bones per vertex count here, and maybe bones per vertex count here. We want to do it here as well. There's a lot of... One sec, we need to take it a little bit slower here. Or I need to take it a little bit slower. Bones per vertex. Mesh vertex length. Yeah. Here... I think we want to change this one to bones. And mesh vertices length. And we want to change this one as well, right? I think that's okay. And then I think we want to do this as well. I agree, AI. Yeah, let's try it. Now we're gonna get some errors here because I don't think we're sending in the proper arguments. Yeah. Which one is this? This one is test 2. So let's try and do skin method. Let's add 4 here. So 4 bones. And then we do it here as well. Eventually we want to have this as a setting in the skin node or generate something node. Okay, let's see if it works. Okay, no error. That's good. And okay. Maybe I should have picked another number than 4 to really try this one, but I think it works. And now we're just... And so this one only... Yes, you can see here that these vertices don't control this one at all. You can see they are static. That's pretty cool. And of course, I guess we're gonna have to add a... Holy shit, this works way better than I anticipated actually. But we're gonna have to add some constraint because these artifacts is not something I want to see in game eventually. But how does it work if we move around? Okay, we get this. What if we change the mass of these to 25? We get something like this. It was something else as well. Yes. Project settings, I need to save this. So we want it to hit each other and static entities. Like this, I think. Holy shit. Okay, that's a bit too much, but I think this is... Oh my god, we're getting closer to what I want. But still quite far away, I think. That sucks. How the hell does that happen, by the way? That's like a fluid sim. Holy shit, this looks... I want to see what happens if we take these bones and we put them out here. And then we have this delay. But that's because we don't skin it to the middle bone just yet, which I want to do. So much like I can't show the weights here, but I think when it comes to this extremely nice leak we have here, I think all vertices are also connected to... What are they? Yeah, I think so. To... Or maybe not. We're gonna have to double check that before I dive into it. Yeah, they are way too heavy now. The bones. So let's go back to 5. What do we have then? Yeah, we probably want to add some limits to it, but slowly but surely we're getting closer and closer. We're gonna create a component also, because you can see that the shadows and stuff like that, they don't update with the soft body simulation, and that's because we're not recalculating normals and stuff like that. I don't know what the most optimal way to do it is, but the fuck are we? Okay, we probably are, but if so... doesn't look that good. Yeah, I think we are actually. Oops. Okay. X motion, Y motion, Z motion. Limit. What if we put 1, 1, 1? Holy shit, okay, that's... That's actually pretty damn good. I hate this kind of artifact we're seeing here. I thought I had it fixed. It's the shadows. Is it near plane? No. I don't want to worry about the shadows right now. Because I think it's weird because we have a pretty... What is this? Oh well, but if we add a limit to these bones, we add a limit on... It looks a little bit better, right? We don't get the... Okay, it... Fucking hell, it looks pretty damn cool. I don't know if I want the blobs to be this jelly though. Maybe one type of blobs, I don't know. But this looks pretty damn good. Zero, zero, zero. Okay, so if we have a limit at 1 in low and high angular X limit and angular Y limit, angular Z limit. Did I put 3 here? Not angular, I mean linear limit. Did I screw up? Yes, I did. No, it's actually angular limit, is it? Did I put 3 here? 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so this is the default, I think. And then we get this. Yeah, that looks like shit. And then we do linear limit 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I still don't know if I like it being able to get this far away. So many damn settings here. 0.5. Oh, 1 sec. Now we have 3 here again. That's weird. Okay, angular limit. So 1 is pretty low for that one. 1, 1. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, I get it, I get it. 3. But like what I mean is when we take this one and we move it around, you're not gonna see they pretty much closely follow the object itself, and then you have some nice physics sprinkles on top of it. You don't really get that here yet, so you have this delay here. It's actually entirely outside and entirely inside. Wonder if that is because of, let's take a look real quick. In Blender, what kind of weights we have for the leak? Let's see. Is it items? I hope it is. Vegetables, leak rigged. Like this, and weight paint. Fuck, I always forget. Like this, and then we have this one. Yeah, okay. I have a little bit of a disparity here. That's not good. I need to update that. But I wonder if we want to do something similar here, so we can see that this bone actually controls these ones. I wonder if we want to do something similar with the blob. I.e. the center, the root bone still controls some vertices. I think so. I want to try it at least. So we don't get this. But let's see if we can experiment a bit more with the limits. So linear limit goes between, I don't know. Let's do a linear limit of 0.1. Okay, that's much better. That's much better. How does it look if we do... Each one of these bones are 25 in weight. We get this nice slouching of the blob. I like that a lot. I don't like this very much. You can pretty much see the separate bones. Okay. Now we're getting some delay again. Can we rotate this one again? If we have a 10 limit, then it's way slower, isn't it? If we have a 0.01 limit, and then it's quicker. Angular limit, I don't know. Now we can pretty much rotate them a lot. I don't think we want that, but linear limit. Bounciness. There's so many settings and parameters. No idea how we should be able to like arrive at the perfect. So 10. And then we have way more freedom, right? Can you do... Does the anchor mass control anything? I don't think so. since it's kinematic. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Mm. Hmm. Hmm. Because if we take a look at this and we set linear limit to be 0.001, that pretty much means that they are not allowed to move at all, isn't it? We still get quite a lot of movement. Am I reading that correctly? So if we do contact distance 10, okay. But 20 is way too much. Yo, what's up, Lawrence? We're just experimenting with the limits to make this blob move a little bit better. $20 degrees is way too much. Then I wonder if we want to do... Still wondering if not allowing for rotations is the better option. I don't know. Yeah, rotation might make it a little bit weird. Angular, did we have this one as lock previously? Samni Dali, what's up? Seems like good enough to move on. Next one. I don't know. I don't know. Soft body anchor is it's the connected body. So for all of the joints, this one is the connected body, and it's kinematic because I don't want the separate bones here to be able to move around the full object, if you know what I mean. What I like about having a high mass on the bones is that you get like this slump here as opposed to this. This one is like too perky. But a high mass here also means that it moves way slower. So this is pretty nice. I think. Guess it depends a bit on how Yo, what's up, Jax? I've been confused by this kind of shadow aliasing issue for a while, like in Toon Shader. It's probably with how the stepping is done, I think. Smooth step, that is. Sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't. Oops. So I guess the shadow aliasing issue we're talking about is this one. I think I have one setting to reduce it. I just can't remember where it is. But it's like 100% the shadow that is the culprit. Yeah, because if we take and we remove the shadows, we get this. Very nice. But yeah, I hate it. Directly related to the strength as well. Ah, but that's the thresholding then. Okay, but anyway. Starting to think. Okay, I don't know if I have the time today, but I would like to see what happens. Escape for now, add boobs. Probably the only thing that a nice texture on this one, and we're pretty damn close to it, I guess. A little bit too firm, but anyway, like, I'm wondering if what would happen if we add this bone, like if we skin the vertices to this bone in the middle as well. So this middle bone is always taken into account when we move this mesh around. Jack's Unicorn, I wonder how Nintendo fixes it in Zelda. I think they use pipelines similar with URP for Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I know. I know I managed to reduce it a while back when I was recording one of my videos. I just don't remember exactly how I did it. But honestly, maybe, let's see here. Wonder how much we screw it up here. Where do we have shadows? Okay, here we have some shadows on the hand. I'm getting a little bit sidetracked, but I think we have this issue here. Oh Oh, do I not have access to... Okay, here maybe. You know what? Is it that we want 0.1 here? I'm starting to think shadow attenuation 1, 0.1. Maybe. We still have shadows here. You know what? That might be it. If we just lower this one. .1. So it looks like this instead of... That's no... Ah, we have this issue here. Shadow attenuation 1, 0, 9, 0. Yeah, fuck, I think that's it. Here you have it. Yo, what's up, Easy Designs? We're just... I got a little bit sidetracked with the toon shader. We're actually working on like soft bodies for these blobs here. But yeah, there's still some problems. So I want to try, and so just like our, where do we have it? Yeah, just like the leak, I want to see what happens if we also skin the vertices to the center bone, so we get a little bit more of a so it follows it a little bit better. I want to experiment with it and see what kind of difference we do get, because if we get a nice, like, I would like for each bone to have more of an effect like it does here, so each bone weight should be a little bit more. 25 kilograms is probably a bit too much, but I want this one to follow a little bit better. Like 25 kilograms. Maybe we want to go with 20 and lower the spring strength instead, actually. And 1. And 1. And 1. Okay, maybe that's a bit too... Maybe that's a bit over the top. Yeah, the soft bodies are working. They're working, but like, I want to make them look a little bit better. Holy shit. Now it should be able to be affected a bit more by, I think we need to lower. Yeah, so like when I think about this, if we take a look at the joints, I want objects like the character to be able to affect them pretty easily, so we probably just want one for mass here, so we're gonna have to lower the joints quite a lot eventually. We're definitely getting closer to it. Oh yeah, definitely. So like, if we take a look at spring strength and mass, they are gonna affect a lot, or depend a lot on each other, right? Yo, what's up, Sam Smite? I'm trying to figure out like what's the best setup to make this work in our use case, and I'm thinking like this. So we have a blob that should be controlled by one node, so I want to animate it moving around, jumping and stuff like that. All of these like the soft body should just be an effect of what the blob is actually doing. So depending on what kind of forces we put on it from the outside, right? But I also want like characters, the ground and stuff like that to affect it in a nice fashion. So if we walk inside of the blob, you should have some sort of nice effect. Maybe not this weird, but yeah. Let's restart this simulation. Hopefully it works. Seems to me both the spring strength and mass need increase. What happens when decreasing both? Does the blob get more snappy or less? Like I think if we double this one, it gets a little bit less snappy, right? But then if we increase the spring with the same amount, also like doubling it, we'll probably be back to where we started. And like, I'm not that well versed in configurable joints, so all of this has been quite a big experiment. The problem being, one sec. The problem being, I'm wondering if we have some setting that I've forgotten to do. The problem is if we have too heavy bones, then outside forces aren't going to be able to affect it as much. We have a little bit of a problem here, don't we? Those might my 9800X3D. I never know how to pronounce those model numbers. Got fried last week, sorry to hear. Can't game or develop anything in Unity right now. Damn, that sucks. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long, right? Yeah, there's definitely a balancing point, and as for I believe in you, thank you very much. I have no doubt that eventually we're gonna find like a perfect, like I really want to know how all of these interact and how they work together and stuff like that, because eventually when we define these blobs in the game world, I do want the properties of each blob to be quite unique. So we might have a blob that is way more perky, and we might have a blob that is way more loose, you know. But I feel like there's one setting I'm missing, because we don't get so much individual, or actually maybe it's just the, we don't get so much individual. Here we have some individual stuff going on. Here as well, if we have enough force. And if we do limit. Okay. Limit 0.1. Oops. 0.1. Not angular. Not angular, sorry. We want to linear limit. I mean, this is pretty cool. Probably want to limit a bit more. I'm pretty sure we had a little bit more. So when we push this one down, I'm pretty sure we had previously more individual, like that the bones were individually affected. Oh yeah, I know why. Shit. Okay, I'm starting to become a little bit tired. So dynamic entity internal, that are our, or that's the collision for our internal bones, and then we have entity, which is the ground. So if we do this now, we can see that it's a little bit more. These bones get stopped by the ground, these don't, so we get a little bit more. I mean, this looks pretty cool. So if we animate it later on, it's gonna, if we want it to jump, we first do this and then we jump. But yeah, I think the key here is, much like for the leak, we want the anchor bone, this one right here, to be able to affect the vertices a bit, so we can get like the effect we're seeing here at the top. That's the effect I want on the blob, pretty much. So it's going to be entirely controlled by the root bone, and we just get some nice dynamic sprinkles or visual juice, you know. Izzy, I imagine there will never be forces exerted on it that strong to deform it in those extreme ways. Yeah, definitely. I guess the biggest force we're gonna have is probably the player like running straight into the blob. But then we also want the parent to be affected. And we want it to be a little bit squished, you know. But I think, like, unfortunately, I need to run now. But I think we made some great progress today, and I have no doubt in my mind that on the stream on Monday and Tuesday, I think I will be able to stream both days. And I will do my best to be able to stream 2 days next week, and I'm pretty sure we will like finish it then and have a nice result. And the first thing we're gonna do is to experiment with also skinning the vertices to the center bone or the anchor bone. So yeah. Thank you for watching, Izzy. So yes, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate it, and have a great weekend, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Peace.